Okay, so I may have completely missed this in the first Shazam, but maybe somebody can clear this up for me. Does anybody know why Grace Carolyn Curry's character doesn't get a celebrity upgrade Shazam transformation person? Or why didn't she get like a kid to play her and then transform into her? Like, why is she literally just transforming into herself and just staying as herself? Like, I don't know. Maybe like the little girl gets Megan Good, the other kid gets the guy from 13 Reasons Why. You know, you never know. I don't know. Maybe I missed something completely. Maybe I missed a minor but major detail in the first movie. Haven't seen Shazam. I only saw it like I've seen it like 3 times, but I feel like I would have known if that was a thing. Like why didn't she have anybody to transform into her? But nonetheless, guys, look, please clear that up for me if you can in the comments below. But without further ado, this is Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my review for Shazam: Fury of the Gods, starring Zachary Levi, Grace Carolyn Curry, Helen Mirren, and Lucy Liu. And our story follows Zachary Levi as Shazam and his family of full-on superheroes. They're essentially living out their lives, trying to be heroes in this world, trying to make the whole family dynamic work. Zachary Levi, or aka Shazam, he's trying to keep his family together, make sure they're all working together, not trying to like separate off just because that's his coping dependency due to the fact that, you know, his foster family has always left him, or his family's always left him before. So he's trying to keep his group working together. And then essentially these gods from the past, played by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, are pissed off that these kids have now obtained their powers and they want them back. So that's Shazam: Fury of the Gods for you. And now let's get into what I liked and what I didn't like about the film. Okay, so the first thing I really liked about this movie was Zachary Levi as Shazam himself. I mean, look, you can clearly see how much fun Zachary Levi has portraying Shazam. You can clearly see that his childish antics, he just enjoys everything that this character brings to the screen or brings to the DC universe, and he just portrays all that to a great extent on screen. I loved everything about Zachary Levi's performance as Shazam. I loved his performance in the last movie. I mean, he literally just brings his same charm, his same charisma to this film here, and he just has so much fun, man. It's just, honestly, I love it when an actor's having so much fun on screen, it rubs off on the rest of the audience. I mean, while this isn't the most entertaining movie in the world, while this isn't the most like shockingly gripping superhero movie you've ever seen, I mean, this is definitely one where it's thoroughly entertaining, and Zachary Levi is a very big reason for that, man. This dude is just having so much fun on screen, and it's a lot of fun to watch him have fun on screen, man. You just feel a part of all the action. And honestly, another thing that I love about the movie is the family dynamic itself. I love the entire family, man. The family did a great job in the first one. They do a great job in this one, especially Rosa. Rosa, the foster mom, she is an angel sent from heaven above. I absolutely love that lady. But either way, look, guys, I mean, look, the family dynamic, I love watching the kids interact as their superhero selves and as the kids, you know, their kid selves themselves too. Like, it's just a lot of fun. It's the same thing that you really enjoyed from the first film, man. Zachary Levi as Shazam, Asher, what's his name? Asher Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer. There's a lot of names to keep up with nowadays. But look, those kids just do a phenomenal job. I love the family dynamic, man. I loved everything. Like, anything that was good about the first film is definitely still here in the second film. Where it's kind of lacking, though, it deals with the villains, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Other than that, though, I'll say this. The new additions to the film, Rachel Zegler, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, I did just gripe on the villains for a second, but they weren't, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, they weren't as bad as I'm making them seem to be. I hope I'm not making them seem bad at all, because they did a decent job of what they had. Helen Mirren is never bad in a movie, in my opinion anyway. Lucy Liu is Lucy Liu. She's great. But I do feel like, you know, Mark Strong in the first one was just much more of a menacing presence. He was much more of a menacing villain. I will say, while this movie did have a dragon, and while people may think dragons up the stakes a little bit, I truly felt like Mark Strong was much more of a threat, a pivotal threat at that, in the first film. And while the movie is lacking that sort of menacing, villainous presence that Mark Strong had a very gripping hold over all of us in the first film, I mean, this one, like I said, this movie here is just more going to go in the category of a fun, entertaining, forgettable sequel for the most part. That's really what this is going to all add up to. I mean, look, Rachel Zegler was great too. I really enjoyed her and Jack Dylan Grazier's chemistry. I think Jack Dylan Grazier was a very big standout in the film again. Him and his superhero self. I mean, this kid is just entertaining as hell, man. I mean, that's really why I'm not even so mad at this film. I'm not even like, because as much as people, well, my friends, I'm not even going to say people, as much as my friends wanted to trash on these trailers, and as much as people were kind of not necessarily looking forward to this film because they're not necessarily sure where this thing is even going to fit into DC's future, I'll say this, all the things that people were saying about Ant-Man being fun for whatever reason, that's what I get from this movie here. This movie's fun because they're all having fun on screen. They're not taking it too seriously. They're honestly just, they took whatever they could, and they took what the cards that they were dealt with, and they made, they did what they could with them. I mean, this movie was really put in a tough position from the start because not only was it pushed back like 3 or 4 times, it was coming out at a very confusing point where in the previous DC slate before James Gunn took over, the most popular films were the ones that weren't even casted or, having the main characters in them, like the Batmans, the Flash, the Green Lanterns, Superman. Those aren't even the best DC films. The best DC films were films like Shazam, the first one, The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad, like movies like that, like Peacemaker. Like, they had all great spin-offs and things like that with other characters, but they never had, their main focal point characters be the center of attention in their universe. And so, Shazam was always going to be left out because it's like you got to get those guys together first before you can start having other characters in the film or in your universe and them being successful in a whole other world themselves. But so basically, I'm saying all that to say what I didn't like about this movie was basically the fact that it is another throwaway DC project. But like I said, this movie was dealt those cards. It's not really its fault. They couldn't really do much about it. They played the cards that they were dealt, and they did a pretty good job with it. They did the best that they possibly could, and I'm not mad at them at all for it. The dragon scenes were okay. Like, I mean, the CGI was it was a little iffy at times, but like I said, for the most part, you can see everybody's just thoroughly having a very good time in this film. And so I'm having a good time. Like, watching them have a good time makes me have a good time too, and I'm not too mad at it. It is a throwaway sequel for the most part, for sure, but it's just because we don't know when we're ever going to see these characters again. Truthfully, I'd love to see this entire I hope if they do revisit Shazam, it happens quickly, because if they wait a period of time, Zachary Levi and this entire cast is only getting older. So I mean, but I hope it happens, pretty rapidly. But the first phase of DC has already been announced, so I doubt we're gonna see Shazam for a very long time. But one other pivotal thing that I have to just point out that I didn't like about this film, and that I need DC to truly just stop doing, even though James Gunn kind of did it in Peacemaker, but it worked for that sense because we didn't necessarily know if those cameos were going to be there. Look, basically what I'm trying to say is for the cameos where we keep just throwing in bodies with no heads or just no one, we're just throwing in the body itself. Can we stop doing that? Can we just stop? Because y'all made one of these cameos. Now, I'll say this. In the TV promotions, in the TV promos for this movie, they already spoiled who the cameo is. I'm not necessarily going to do that myself, but I'll say this. The cameo shows up in the movie twice, and in one of the scenes, it's not even the person. Their body is the only thing that's showing. It's not the head. They're not doing anything. It's just showing the body. And personally, that was a big waste. If you're not going to be able to get the person to come in to shoot these cameo scenes, or if you can't get them to come in at all, find someone else. Find something else. Do something else, because you honestly wasted a very good scene, in my opinion. Like the cameo where they only showing her body or the person's body, like that was a big waste. Like that really could have been one of the funniest scenes in the film. It really could have been one of the most entertaining scenes in the film if the cameo actually would have showed up for that scene and they actually would have been able to film something there. But no, she only shows up in the end. It's not even that hype of a moment. It's a pretty wasted moment. It's not a wasted moment, but she's there for just a pivotal reason, has to leave, blah, blah, blah. But I just need DC, like, stop doing the body cameos. If you can't get the people to come in to shoot the actual cameos themselves, don't do a cameo. Just do something else. There's no point in just having a body there. That's not even a cameo. That doesn't count. It's just a body with no head, no talking. It doesn't count. That's cheating. Stop cheating, DC. Hopefully James Gunn can fix all these. But like I said, he's kind of guilty of it too. But he had Aquaman and the Flash show up at least for his little cameos. At least he had 2 people show up for his. So it's not necessarily what DC been doing. But James Gunn kind of did it. But look, overall, guys, this is just a very thoroughly entertaining sequel. It's not anything special. It's not anything that's going to have your jaw dropping when you leave in the theater. It's not going to have you absolutely going bonkers over, oh my God, I need the next Shazam movie now, because you don't even know when that's coming. But it is thoroughly entertaining enough for you to love these characters, love what's going on in the film, and have just enough fun to just get by. And for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm going to give Shazam! Fury of the Gods a 3 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, so Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff and so much more, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Look, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.